everybody, my name's Honish. Welcome to your Thursday coaching call. It is June 1st. It's the summer season. It's the peak of real estate. It's time for you to get a listing. Today, I am going to show you step-by-step on how to use current market content data to get listings and how to go fishing. What do I mean? We're talking about e-farming, a topic we've talked about rather frequently. Double negatives in there. However, today, I'm going to go step by step from taking your individual market and then ultimately creating videos, how to implement it, right? And we'll even take it a little bit of a step further if we have time and go into how that pertains into making those into leads. But this is just physical technical marketing. We did it the other day. I did it extremely fast for Newport Beach, which I was kind of shocked that we could do Newport Beach. I'm going to use Monterey Park because that's where I am right now. This can be done by anyone in any city. We're going to go step by step so you can all follow along. So please enjoy the video, use the content. If you have any questions, click like, subscribe, share, all that stuff that people say on these videos. If you have any questions directly, you can text the word help to 858-663-2537. And if I do lots of fancy editing, my number's probably on the screen. If not, it's in the description of whatever platform you're watching this on. So enjoy this content. Let's jump in. Let's go, kids. Let's go deep. As always, right? We are using the Zillow. I got to get this bar out of the way. I really should use two screens when I record this. All right. As always, start with the basics. And by the way, everybody can see the screen, correct? I know that it says I can. I'm just going to check one time on the chat. Just typing yes, you're seeing the screen and you're probably seeing my chat. Thank you, Rick. All right. So all you have to do is type in Zillow data research. It's easier than me telling you the web address. All right. It's the number one thing that comes up. It's housing data by Zillow. I've talked about this literally a million times on our coaching call. Your clients believe Zillow before they believe you. I don't think that's actual. I think MLS data has its place. I think realtor expertise within the market, specifically within a market, is more important, right? Being able to know why actives have been on the market, how long a pending's going, and what actual sales prices were from where they started. All of those things come into play. Zillow does it totally different. I'm just going to use median price, and this is based on Zillow collected data. We're going to do it by city. It's the very first one, home values, city, right? And then click download. I'm going to do this from start to finish for everybody. Then I'm going to open it up. And theoretically, my computer won't crash. All right. Now we have pretty much everybody's city, pretty much everybody that's on this call. I am in the city of Monterey Park. So today I'm going to find Monterey Park and do it with my city. That way, I don't think I'm competing with anybody here in Monterey Park. I was going to do it with Pasadena, but I'm going to do this with market 6,021, Monterey Park. First thing you want to do, get rid of all the other data. You're not here to deal with all of that. In general, Zillow tracks since the year 2000, and they've done a really good job about it. And I'm going to get rid of everything else below it, right? Sorry. Trying to keep this as simple because if I teach you guys keystrokes, your heads will explode. I'm just going to highlight all the other data and delete that. Make sure you use the outside lines like this. Don't highlight in here. That'll delete the content inside the cell. If you want to delete an entire row, highlight the entire row. Got it? Now, region ID doesn't matter. That's an internal tracking for Zillow. Oh, they're market 948. It's a big market. everything is ranked from 0 to, I don't know, 40,000 or however many markets they actually track. Monterey Park, the city I'm currently in, is size rank 948. It's a big city. I'm going to delete that. If you don't know where Monterey Park is, let me give you a little help. There's East LA College. It kind of abuts up against Monterey Park, Alhambra, Pasadena, San Gabriel. You got to look in the San Gabriel Valley, but Monterey Park itself is right against the 60 freeway traveling back up north towards Alhambra and Pasadena. Predominantly Asian population, still a lot of people who've been here forever. It's kind of a very weird mixed town, which I grew up in Montebello, another weird mixed town, multicultural, Hispanic, Asian, Caucasian. Is there a politically correct term for white people? I don't try to be nice to them. So this is family property that we've had forever. It's currently worth $1 million, overlooks the city of Monterey Park. We're up on the hill. And so we've got the region name. I don't need this. That's a data collector. I only need one state. That's a data collector. I can keep the metro, but it's also in the county name, right? So there's the county name. I'm in Monterey Park, California, and that's it. All of these are dates to their values. First thing you want to do is click Control A, then hit the Alt button and type in HOA, and then Alt HOI. And that expands all your cells. You want me to say that again? Highlight, Control A, all your cells, Alt HOA, Alt HOI. That expands all your cells. Then I'm going to turn all these cells. I'm going to do it the easy way. Click on line 2, and I'm going to right click and format my cells into currency. And then I'm going to click OK. So in January of 2000, the median price in Monterey Park was $210,000. Hard to believe that. I think I was looking for my first house back then. All right. So let's skip all the way down to the end to 2023. Our value is now 850,748. It's a declining value, much like many markets. And we did this yesterday. I think 3 years. To me, I want to go to the pandemic. And the reason for it is simple. We've discovered this yesterday. To get a graph that shows the current market, I can, in theory, highlight and make a graph for the entire market since 2000, right? All you do is highlight all of your cells. Doesn't take long. Up to April 30th. And in about a week, we'll have May numbers. So that'll be fun to add. You go to Insert, and then you click on Recommended Charts. You don't even need to go into picking a chart. Just click Recommended Charts. It's going to make a chart for me. The problem is the numbers at the bottom, because there's so much data. It's trying to cram it in from 2022 all the way to where we are in 2023. So that's what the current chart looks like. We're currently on a decline in Monterey Park. It's not bad. Again, what I think is significant in the current market is right here in 2020, right? Which is when we started to lend money at 0%, and we started this incredible climb to where we are today, right? So that's what I want to highlight. So I'm going to delete this chart. I'm going to go to the pandemic. I am never going to forget the pandemic. There's nothing better than spending your birthday in the first month of a pandemic. Fortunately, I was at the beach and the beach was closed, which made it kind of fun. All right. So I'm going to start from the pandemic forward. So I'm just going to show last 3 years. I'm going to go back to my insert. I'm going to click on recommended charts. I'm going to take this, right? Now, it looks rather flat because I'm not using that much data. But if I pull it out and stretch out the values, right? Now I show a different story. So the point of doing this really by creating a graph like this, that's probably about right. The point of doing a graph like this, in my opinion, is showing people who bought, who accelerated, and the fact that we're declining in value. That's it. If I wanted to really emphasize what was happening in the Monterey Park market, then it's easy. Go back to June of 2022. I think that's, where's your peak? 886, right here. This is the peak, July 31st, 2022. From here, I could create a graph, right, to compel my point. I'm going to click on my recommended charts and click OK. That's peak to now. Is that telling a different story to people who live in Monterey Park, right? It's not hard to, it's very easy. I've got the data to back it up. So I'm going to use this as my data because the story I want to tell are the declining home prices in Monterey Park. I want to create videos. I want to create pictures. I want to create content. And that's the point of today. Monterey Park home values from peak. Got it? Everybody good to write here? I'm going to check the chat bar real quick. Why wouldn't I use the MLS data for this? Seems easier. Well, okay, Barb, you've had many clients. Do the people believe MLS or do they believe Zillow? Just my point. We have a tool my lender sends, lists reports and charts so quick and easily done. I agree. And again, you both have to remember this. I don't have the luxury of having people in your markets. I have people all over the country. So I've got to do the most generic thing possible at this moment to teach everyone how to do this. Now, if it were me, Barb, and I could do it, let's say that I was still in Arcadia, which is where I held my real estate license. Would I do a Zillow and would I do an MLS chart? I would, absolutely. Now I can back up the data. Like, here's the thing about Zillow. There's a reason why Zillow is no longer in the buying real estate business because they're looking at numbers like this. Questions here? Everybody good right here? The goal is to create content. Actually, Rick, that's wrong. Can I correct this for Rick? My goal is not to create content. My goal is to create engagement. Does that make more sense? I really don't care whether or not anybody agrees with me. I think most of you know me and have known me long enough to know I don't really care whether or not you agree. I just want to create the dialogue. The dialogue to me is way more important than whether or not somebody agrees with me, if that makes sense. Tina, it's also great because it sends my listings how many views their homes have had each week. I agree. I agree that I want to justify your MLSs. As somebody who was a realtor who paid those fees, and I did it in the 90s when those systems did nothing. Those systems did nothing. I learned more about appraising value from talking to people who appraised value, and they didn't do it anywhere near the way the MLS system does it, right? So the MLS system does it based on close. If you watch an actual appraiser, they're looking at actives, how many days it's been on the market. Like they're doing it reversed engineered. And that's the correct way to do it. People get this wrong about appraised value. What will people pay for it today? I don't care if it's more or less, but what will people pay for it today? And it can't be based on what somebody else did. I mean, solds are kind of your telltale sign, but the way I was taught to do it, it's based on actives. It's based on the number of days on market. How do you put it on the market? If you're getting multiple offers on day one, I don't want to break it to you. Your price too low. You did something wrong. I mean, you can all dispute me on that, right? People dispute me on this topic all the time. I go, all right, so I list a house for $500,000 and I got 10 offers offering me over value. Oh, you did a great job as a real estate agent. No, I undervalued the property. I did. That's not the actual value of the property. The value of the property is what the last person's actually going to pay for it. And that's what it should have been listed for. And using the current market data that's available, you should be able to come within the ballpark of that figure. You should. But what people do is they drop it $10,000 or $20,000 below. We're only doing one open house this weekend, blah, 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 blah. Especially here in the San Gabriel Valley. From Monterey Park, Alhambra, San Gabriel, Pasadena, all the way up through this corridor, they intentionally drop the sales price below the actual value. They create a frenzy on it. They bring in multiple offers. They're looking for what's basically called a true auction kind of price. I don't agree with that. That's lazy real estate. You can hate me all you want, but that's lazy real estate. You're letting the market do whatever it's going to do. I once went to a Norris event where there was an auction guy talking about selling properties only through auction. And he called it absolute auction or whatever the hell it was called. He had some kind of clever name. But he goes, that's the way that value should be based on. I go, no, it shouldn't. Our jobs is to determine the list price. I agree with you, Don. It does depend on what your seller motivations are. There's definitely an all cash price. There is definitely, land value. But agents don't go to that much trouble. I don't mean the royal we, but I would say generally in real estate, what people do that I have seen historically to try to stay politically correct is to type in the property's address, let the MLS tell me the solds that have happened around it. It's going to come up with price per square foot, and it's going to tell me the value of the property of what I should list it for. I agree with Fred. I agree with my friends who do appraisals, right? Go drive around, go look at the actives, go look at the pendings. You can determine a better value. And generally speaking, I know most everyone on this call, that's what you're going to do to determine the value. What we're looking at, these are hard facts. At the peak of this market, we had a value of 885, 933, right? Today, the value is 850. It's about as simple as I can make it. They've lost $30,000 of value since the peak of their market. So if somebody were to ask me what's happening in the Monterey Park value forecasting, right? What would my answer be? Based on the numbers I'm looking at, the value is going down exponentially. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is that? 30. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm just doing this off the top of my head without doing actual math. It's about 30%. Anybody want to correct me? $24,000. It's $30,000. It's literally $30,000 in that time span. Is that about right? 30% would be 24,000, right? So it's lost 30% of its value. This is why I look at you guys. Somebody's doing math quicker than me at this moment. I'm about right. You're looking at about a 30% decline in value in the last few months. I'm just waiting for somebody to type in and give me the correct stats, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Really? No response? You guys are hilarious. Let me check in with everybody. Now we've got a full room. Everybody good up to this point? Can you pull your market data? As I scroll through everybody. Now we got a chat bar. More like 3%. Thank you, Sally. All right, 3%. Getting water. I knew it was a 3, Sally. Give me some credit. Walk over and get a picture. All right, so it's losing 3%. I like 30% better. I knew it was a 3. Doesn't take, high science to do that. And I say this to everybody, if you're wondering about me, no, bankers don't do math. We do Excel. Right click, save as picture. It's an option, for goodness sakes. Save it. Got it? Everybody good to right here? Next. This is the one you've all been waiting for. Let's go to our friend ChatGPT. All you have to do is type in ChatGPT. It's actually chat.openai.com. You will have to sign up. You will have to create an account. Got it? Down at the bottom, you're going to send a message. And here's the Newport one we did from yesterday. Today is going to be Monterey Park, California, home prices from peak in, what's the date? What was the peak? I want to see the peak real quick. Peak was July 1st, 2022, right? To current. Wait, we're going to do it like we did yesterday. 500-word article on Monterey Park, California home prices from peak in July 22 to current. Hit enter and let it do its job. This is all AI. Let's see if it even got the prices right. Wow, this one's totally different from the Newport Beach one, which is completely crazy. Is it done? Okay. So simply put, copy. I'm going to show you the way I would really do this as compared to yesterday. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open up a Microsoft Word document so I can edit and get a final product. Now I have the product. And by the way, my opinion, when you paste it as text only, which is the final option. Takes all the code out of each line. It's kind of nerdy stuff that I don't think you guys actually care about, but it's kind of important to know. There. Analyzing the fluctuating home prices in Monterey Park, California. I'm going to take out this. There's an introduction. Monterey Park, nestled in LA County, has long been an attractive destination for home buyers seeking a balance between urban convenience and suburban tranquility. Well, is that a load of BS? As with real estate market, Monterey Park has experienced fluctuations in home prices. In this article, we will delve into the changes in home prices from peak of July 2022 to the present, providing insight into the factors and these shifts. Okay, understanding the peak in July 2022. Peak in the Monterey Park real estate prices and prices reaching an unprecedented level during that period, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of BS. Subsequent price adjustment following the peak Monterey Park has experienced price adjustments. These adjustments were influenced. All right, so here's what I would do. I'm going to, this one, unlike Newport Beach, right? I'm going to grab my peak value and I'm going to add that to my document. Peak value. I like the wordy stuff. It's cute. Okay. Price adjustments. Current May 2023 value. Does this make sense to everybody? If it's not going to do it or it didn't pick it up, then I might as well. Where is it? There it is. Why are you doing that? There it is. And then I'll go back to my Word document, paste it. Nice little BS about economic conditions. Cool. Impact of COVID. Cool. Current scenario. Cool. Conclusion. Cool. Now, I now have a decent blog for discussing the value. So the first thing I would do is go over to my Facebook page and I would use a multi-campaign right here. If you want to look at this, just type in Facebook/real estate collapse. First thing I would do is add my photo with the graph, right? It's going to be in my pictures folder. Here's my picture. And then I'm going to put my article in, just like that. Always tag where you are. Just like that. For real estate agents, I'm going to be politically correct. If you have any questions, your name, your real estate number, CA, blah, 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 and your phone number. And I have said this on a million calls, so please do it. Click, like, follow at Real Estate Collapse. You should insert your DRE number. I believe that to be true in almost every state. So now I've created my first, right, piece of content. Now we talked about this yesterday, so I'm going to go through it right here and not do it on every single piece of content I create. There's the Monterey Park home value from peak, right? There's the complete article. From here, I can click and turn this into an ad, right? My page is not set up to do it. This is technically a housing issue. I keep saying it. Do not click it. Try to run it without, because it alters your search. And this goes back to what we talked about on Tuesday. What do you know about your clients? Are they men? Are they women? What age group do they start at, right? And in this particular case, we're doing Monterey Park. So I'm only targeting Monterey Park, California. I am not doing 25 miles. I am only doing within 10 miles. Because if you know anything about the area, that's about correct. Now, got it? That's the first part. Move my bar here and move it up. And now I'm going to do detailed marketing. This is why we spent so much time on Tuesday on this topic. I can break it down by education of clients I've worked with in Monterey Park, their financial status, life events, parents, relationship, work, their interests, business, entertainment, family, fitness, spirituality, food and drink, hobbies, shopping and fashion, technology, and their behaviors, for God's sakes. I spent a lot of time on Tuesday to talk about this. I would rather talk and put my content in front of 1,000 people who fit the criteria of people I've worked with than 20,000 people in the San Gabriel Valley who can't afford $810,000 worth of house. Got it? From here, I'll take a series of questions. Good. Thank you, Sally, for correcting me. It's 3%. All right. So everybody good to right here? That's your first piece of content. Up and down, in and out. Was that slower? Or is the Cafe Bustemo just kicking my butt? I'm not going to do this again about detailed targeting. You tell it the number of days, you give it a total budget. I tend to do mine day by day, but $200 budget based on where we're at, let it optimize. It's going to run this whole piece exactly as I laid it out. And it's going to target roughly, my guess would be around 3,000 people to 4,000. And they're estimating about 100 clicks would be my guess for $200. So you're looking at $2 a click based on people who care about the value of the real estate market. And so here would be my question. If I were walking around, and by the way, if you watch other videos and they go, I paid $4 a lead. Why would you pay $4 a lead? Why would you know what you're paying the extra $2 to? A guy in some country who created all of the stuff you're looking at that you could have easily have created. This is $2 a click. It might even go down to $1 a click, but let's be realistic. If you were at a farmer's market and you could get the name and phone number of people that actually fit the criteria of people that are interested in finding out the value for your particular market, what would you pay per person to get their information? That's what we're doing here by looking at these results. So basically, I'm telling you right now, it's about $2 a click. Does that make sense? And by the way, I just watched a video on somebody. I got 23 leads and I paid like $471 per click. And I'm not saying that isn't a bad number. I'm just saying that there was somebody creating all of that, right? They did this that literally takes 30 or 40 minutes. I mean, even if you hired me to do this, it's an hour of my time to clean it up and make it correct, more or less. Okay. So there's method number one. We actually used a photo. And by the way, your page, can I just say this? I didn't do it because we're not spending a lot of time on it. Your page should be optimized in the business section over here where it says professional dashboard. It's going to take you to a separate setup altogether, right? You can set up your Facebook page to share to your Instagram and or vice versa. So what's our next step? Well, we've got this lovely blog, right? And certainly this would go easily on your website. It would certainly go into a Substack. It would certainly go into a WordPress. It can go into a lot of places that would be beneficial to you. What we're going to do with it is copy it again. And if you weren't here yesterday, this is the big reveal. Type in LUMEN, the number 5.com. You got to create an account. I've already created it. We're going to create a brand new video. Right? So what have I been saying for close to a decade? I need a picture, I need written, and I need video. Video and audio are about the same, but I've got a script. I can easily read this and make it audio as well, and then give my feedback. So I guess I can do all of these topics. They will give you lovely templates to use. I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to use Flux today. So we haven't used that one yet. I'm going to use this template in 16 by 9. Please use 16 by 9. Got it? 9 by 16s are TikTok size. 1 by 1 is ridiculous. I'd rather use full YouTube, full Facebook size. Use this template. Again, this is 100% free. They're going to put a watermark at the end. I'm going to transform my text into video. I'm going to paste the same content, and I'm going to click the word next and let it begin. And so now AI is turning this into a video for me. Good times. Anybody have any questions right here? We're in the easy section now. And this is using current market data. And I'm not saying you can't use MLS data, right? Like you guys can do the dump for your market and do the exact same thing I just did right here. You can go to ChatGPT and go, Arcadia prices from X to now, you know, and add a few things. And here it is. There's my complete script. It'll let me change it. I'm not going to change my script. It's just under 60 seconds, which I like. I'm going to convert to video, let it do its thing. Where are my headphones? I want to hear this. It's kind of exciting. Like, I don't know what it's going to be. So it's going to use ChatGPT to create all of this for me, right? So let's preview it together. Oop. Okay, so it's doing it cell by cell. I see. I'm just going to download it completely. I like it. Looks good. Good, good, good. I'm going to publish it just so we can see the finished product, and then we'll get to the next steps. See if we have any questions up in the bar. No questions. All right. Let's watch the final product, shall we? Still processing. Sorry. Wait till it's done. Anybody have any questions at this moment while it's compressing its video? Everybody caught up to this point? Good room. Who do we have? Check in with everybody. Allison, Andrew. Good room. Good room. Good room, everyone. Is this making sense, Sally? Am I going slower and more coherently today? Good. Stephen Thompson. So we want to use the free community account. Yeah, I personally don't pay for any of the accounts. Anything you see here, I try to use the free account because I just think that the paid accounts, in my opinion, like say this video, it's just going to be about the watermark at the end, if that makes sense. And I can easily clip that off with my own, you know, Microsoft video editor, for goodness sakes, and probably put better music on it. How am I doing, Sally? Better than yesterday? I went really fast yesterday. I also did it completely on the fly yesterday. All right. So theoretically, has it compressed? Should be downloading by now. It's not ready to download. Should we see if it's ready to be watched? I'm like you guys. I want to see what the final product looks like. That's Monterey, California. They got that wrong. That's Chicago. kind of like it. How was the content added to the video, Bob? I'll do it one more time from start to finish, just so we can do it. By the way, that was are you able to change the picture? You're able to change the pictures, Sarah. If I were building this for someone, I would probably even go back and change the word and probably add in peak values and depreciating values. But I'm doing this quickly and on the fly. Does that make sense? I'm trying to do this as fast as possible to show that even if you kind of, well, not to go back to our Facebook video of miss when a seller overprices their house and doing the least amount of effort possible on a video as compared to this, which video would you prefer to be put up and be proud of, right? I would tell you, Sarah, go grab my Newport Beach value one that I did completely. I would do South Orange County. I would do Newport Beach. I would do any of those. So I will do it. You can change fonts, you can change backgrounds, you can change pictures, you can change text. And if you upgrade, which I'm not going to, you can do the basic at 20 bucks a month. You get rid of the branding, which I don't care about. The icons don't make a difference. This is what you're asking about, stock images and videos. The reason I don't get into stock images and videos is because Google exists. I can type in stock video and get what I want, but I spend a lot of time on the web and can pull up whatever images I want, if that makes sense. I know that seems counterproductive, but a lot of money is spent on those things. Yeah, the funny part, the joke about that video, because Sarah and I know this about Monterey Park, they're showing Monterey, California, and not Monterey Park, right? So would I go back and take a picture of, like Barnes Park, which would be Monterey Park? Yeah, I would. I would go back. I would edit the video for those specific areas. But for the sake of our discussion, when you're talking, if I had done this, let's say that I rerun this for a major city like Pasadena or Los Angeles or Las Vegas, it's going to use stock images with those keywords. The AI will do it. Does that make sense to everyone? Would you like me to do this one more time with like a major city, just so we cover it one more time, just to see how it pulls it off? I'm asking because we're over the hour already. I'm trying to wrap this up by the bottom of the hour. All right, one more time. I'm going to do it with a major city. Monterey Park is unique. It's market 687 or whatever the hell it is. I'm going to do Pasadena, which is in the San Gabriel Valley. I guess that's our Beverly Hills of the San Gabriel Valley. San Marino used to be. I would say Pasadena probably is to a greater degree. From the beginning, I'm going to do it really fast. Type in Zillow data research. Click on it. Download by city. Click download. It's going to come up as a CSV. Click on it. Got it? It's every city you can humanly imagine. And now I'm crashing my computer. Get rid of region data. You don't need it. Remember, click in the A, not in the cell. I don't care about its size ranking. I'm going to keep the region name. I'm going to get rid of region type. I'm going to keep state name as another delineation. All I need is state. I don't need metro. And now I have county. Got it? Next thing I'm going to do is do a control F, control F, control and F. Should I like do a live video of me doing like two fingers hitting control and F? And this time I'm going to do Pasadena. There's Texas. I knew about that one. And there's Pasadena, California. Okay. So I'm taking everything above it out. Got it? And I'm going to delete it. Eesh. What the hell? What did you do wrong? Let's do it again. I'm a little scared by that. That should have worked. I make mistakes. It happens. Control F, Pasadena. There's Texas. There's Pasadena, California. All right, close. So I'm taking out 251 and up. Remember, stay on the left side on the numbers, right click and delete. It'll move everything up. Then take from number 3, go all the way to the bottom. Yes, there are easier ways to do it. If you're Excel savvy, do it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete it. The only thing left on my page right now is Pasadena, California in LA County. Now, Control and the letter A at the same time highlights your whole document. Then hit the Alt, the letter H, the letter A, O, and the letter A. Then hit Alt, the letter H, the letter O, the letter I. And now I've expanded all of my cells so they make sense. I want you to click and highlight the entire row of 2, right click it, click Format Cells, click Currency, and click OK. And there you go. Now, we're going to find the peak to where they are right now. Since they track it from 2000, we can only make the picture only so big on our graph. So let's find a nice, wow, they're up to 1 million, which is not true. It's actually even higher. Very few properties. Where was your peak? 1,000,001, 102, 104, 110, 117. Wow, they're dropping. All right, so the peak was July. So they did the June to July drop like everyone else, right? So my goal is to show a homeowner, sell now, right? You're losing value. Here's the rate you're losing value. Where are we? So they've lost $100,000, roughly 10% this time, Sally. Since the peak, they've lost about 10% of their value, plus or minus. I realize I'm fishing, but it's plus or minus. It's probably going to be closer to 9%. And yes, I could do a formula and figure it out and tell you what they're losing month over month and probably peak to what they call trough or peak to current, but it's roughly 9%. Anybody want to dispute my 9% at this moment? It's about, they've lost about 8% or 9% of their value since last summer. When we turned. Sally's probably doing the math as we speak. So I'm going to show them from peak to current. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to click on Recommended Chart, and I'm going to click OK. Tell me that isn't. Now, here would be my switch, right? I was in Arcadia, which is a sister city over to the right. I have access to these numbers. Why wouldn't I back up these numbers with MLS data as well? More data, the better. So this is Pasadena, California, peak to current median prices. Is that telling the story that I'm trying? Okay, so again, what's our point of getting someone to sell or refinance or get out of a bad loan or whatever? You're losing value. You're losing 9%, statistically speaking. Again, right click it, save your picture. Easy as that. Now I've got the image. Let's now jump over to our ChatGPT bot. Go to a new chat. And I'm going to ask for 500 words. Article. Peak home prices in July 2022, Pasadena, California to current. There you go. And let it do its thing. Chat AI rocks. Even if this were all complete BS. And by the way, this is a completely different article than the Monterey Park one. There's my article. Wow, they've actually upped the speed on ChatGPT. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back over to Microsoft Word, create a new document. We're going to clean it up. So let's start with Pasadena, California. Look at peak home prices, July 2022 to present. Introduction. This is going to be more like the one I did for Fred because it's a bigger market. Introduction. Does a nice breakdown. I'm going to take out 2022, right? Since the peak. And this time I'm going to make sure to add what I'm after, which is for them to know the difference in the value of the pricing. And I'm going to add it in here. I'm just cleaning up the article. Right. Take that out. Right. So right here, I would peak value. July 2022. Let's go back to our document. Our peak value. There you are. I'm clicking around fast. I'm going to copy that. Paste. And then current value. May 2023. I'm going to copy that. It's really April 30th, but it wouldn't have changed. It'll probably change exponentially. Do you want me to do the actual math? So this would be equal to this divided by, I think I got this right. I'm sure somebody's typing to correct me. Why aren't you letting me do it? Nope, got it wrong. This is equal to it's this times, what is it? It's 10% plus or minus. See if I got it right. 95,000 equal to this plus this. Let's see how close I get. I don't know why it's giving me such a hard time. What? Equal to this plus this. 116, 162. I'm a little off. It's probably 7 or 8%, right? There you go. So it's about 7% or 8% value loss. So let's go back and add that. It's Monterey Park. There's document 2. YTD, or current peak to current loss. Go on the low end. I'm going to add those two items. Everybody good right here? Yes, I got it the second time. I was close. Yes, I see where you're going with it. I was right. It's about 7.5 or 8%, plus or minus. I'm doing things quickly. All right, everybody good to right here? So I've included numbers. Now, can I stress this? Hit Control A, hit copy, and then delete this document, and then repaste it. And again, take out all the code and just make it text. It's easier in the long run. You guys don't know how much extra code are on these documents. Now I'm going to copy this. We're going to go make a video. Got it? All right, let's go over to our Lumen account. Should I use a different format this time? I'm going to create a new video. All right, Rick, you got it. Let's see. So orange, origin, nimbus, vivid, lines, tracer. I kind of like notice. That's kind of cool. Gradient's not bad. I want to make sure it's got pictures. Polaris isn't bad. I want to make sure there are pictures, right? Those seem to work a little bit better. I like Unity. Let's do Unity. I'm going to use this template. Get 4 options. Remember, 916s are for your TikToks. We're doing 16:9. We're doing YouTube and Facebook. We're going to transform your video to text. We're going to paste our video in, our content in, right? There it is. Click the next button. It's going to summarize our script. AI rocks. Are any of you actually going to do this by a show of hands? Would it just be better if I did it for you and created like a link and spend an hour of my time to do all this for you? I know you will, Don, because you're a nut like me. This is literally the biggest bunny hole I've ever gone down. I've actually debated this for doing it on my boxing show, if you can believe that. All right, so I like this. Did it leave my values? It didn't take my values. It took out my values. I want my value in there. Where's my document? I want my value in there. So let's make sure it's in there. I didn't see it. Shift in the market dynamic, current market conditions. I'm going to add it right here. Why won't it let it took out the actual numbers? I am sure I want to make sure it has numbers in it. I think that's important. That's just me. I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to add it at the top. And see if it keeps it in. See if it converts it. I think it's going to take out the numbers. I think it's more interested as AI of creating the script. But let's see. Chat. You guys want me to make a video for your market. All right. See, I anticipated this. Copy. I'm not doing this on any other, like it's not going out wide stream, at least I don't think. There, if you guys want to sign up, I'll spend probably at least an hour, if not more. It's $97. I'll give you the written, the text, the blah, 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 and we'll do a walkthrough and I'll show you how to put it on your feed. So the link is there. Enjoy. Back to whether or not this did it correctly. Home prices. It took out the numbers again. I'm torn on this topic. I'm torn. I realize the AI is trying to help me and make this a more fluid story. I'm going to convert it to video anyway. I hope this helps you, Dawn. Click the publish button. Again, first thing I would do while this is publishing, I would go to my page, right? Take my Word document, Control A, Control C, tell the story, right? First thing is your photo. Click on your photo. It's in your picture folder. Picture 2, that's Pasadena. Then right click. And again, at the bottom, if you have questions, text. I would probably, for the sake of doing it, make sure to tag myself. Two, 5, 3, 7. Click, like, follow at Real Estate Collapse. 6. I got more followers during the call. Tag where you are. Today it's going to be Pasadena. And then click post. I'm not going to add a button. I'm doing it again from yesterday. God help us. So there you go. Same article, same everything. Now let's jump back. It's currently compressing our video. I don't know what the final product will be like. I'm excited like you guys. I'll check chat again. I don't have time for red today. Tomorrow would be better, Jane, if that's possible, or Saturday. Ooh. So if anyone wants me to make them a video and do exactly what you see here, plus I will also walk you through it for launching it on your timelines. There you go. I sent it to Stephen Thompson. Now everyone has it. So I'll create the video and I'll clean it up. I'll spend an hour and then I will sit down on a Zoom call and implement it on Facebook and YouTube or whatever social media. I'll walk you through it. There you go. That's the link. Enjoy. Back to our video. I'm really interested in the video. Is it ready?